Hey guys, how's it going? Onage here, and welcome to the 14th round of the career mode of F1 2014 on the channel. This time we're going to drive around the Marina Bay Street circuit after we have qualified in Q3, which was quite a big surprise, and I believe it was in Q8. So here we go then, getting strapped into our car. For the race I'm looking probably not as much forward to as other races, as we are going through the setup, and reason for that, I said it in qualifying as well, it's just not really my track. It's also an incredible long track, or an incredibly long race I should say, and in the real F1 it is actually the longest race of the season. We're going to do 31 laps, and that is quite insane when you have lap times of about 1:40 to 1 minute 45. So that's our teammate challenge then, as we go to the grid. There is a Red Bull on pole position, it's Sebastian Vettel who is on pole position. There we go, there we are in 8th place, and our teammate there in 12th place. So we are on the grid then, waiting for the 5 lights to come on. Here we go. Here are 4 lights already, here are 5 lights already, and the lights are out, and away we go in this beautiful scenery here at Singapore with fireworks around the track. And we have a pretty poor start in the first phase. We dropped down to 10th position already, heading down into turn 1, making up a few positions though, back to P8, even up to P6 now, heading down into the next corner. And Hamilton is right there on the inside, went around the outside of Hamilton, heading down into the next one. Hamilton still around the outside as we climbed up to P4 and going for a dive bomb there on Alonso for 3rd position. And so that means we are up in the podium spots and now attacking on Rosberg, who is then in 2nd. What a start! Really, the first couple of corners went really well. Climbed up to a podium paying spot. That's quite incredible. Going all over those curves, they're very aggressive indeed. And I had to be aggressive now, because if I'm not aggressive now and I don't keep up with Rosberg, he will pull away. I'm a little bit in the slipstream right now. I'm gonna have to use that to my advantage now that I have it. Although he's already pulling away, so I need to make sure that I keep up with him. And that is really tricky, especially when you're driving against a Mercedes, of course, when you are in the Toro Rosso yourself. We see some more background in the background there. We see some more firework in the background there. I don't know what I was saying. I think this is a little bit unnecessary. I can understand it when the fireworks go off at the finish, but not during the whole race. That is, it is not really distracting. It's just something I don't really get. Anyway, coming through the final sector here of this first lap. Braking really late there, locking up, almost hitting the Fly Emirates sign. But nothing too major at the moment, I would say. You can cut the curb there a little bit more than I do. Need to get into the flow obviously a little bit as well during this first lap. And it seems like Rosberg is pulling away the moment. Not gonna give up though, still gonna drive quite aggressively. The first lap is completed, and 1.2 seconds to Rosberg and 1.6 seconds to Alonso behind us in the Ferrari. Coming again through these first 3 turns, I believe the Singapore Sling. No, the Singapore Sling is a little bit further up, I think. Singapore Sling, I think, is the corner which they have renewed. I'll show you soon. It is now just a left turn instead of a left-right-left, which it was before. Coming through the first sector, let's see what the gap is to Rosberg. 1.2 seconds, so that's pretty much maintaining and increasing the gap to Alonso by a 10, but only in the mid sector. This middle sector here, in the first sector I meant, this middle sector here is really tricky, especially for a car as the Force India. You just notice that cars around you have a lot more traction, a lot more grip, and obviously with the traction control from the AI making it only easier, their lives and my life more difficult. Going all over those curves there, over the little bridge, then down into the hairpin. It's a very interesting circuit. But yeah, I don't like it. It's a little bit too slow for me as well. Don't like slow tracks, and this is definitely a very stop-start track. As you can see here, just a big braking zone, and then you accelerate yet again. I like a more flowing track. 1.8 seconds to Rosberg, and so we couldn't close that gap. And we skipped then to the beginning of lap 5. Alonso couldn't get in my DRS, which I found surprising, because Rosberg had put away quite heavily, but Alonso, the gap was always 1.2 seconds, something like that, to Alonso, and he just couldn't catch up. And this was very good, obviously, for us, as our scheduled pit stop is about lap 9. So we'll try to go into the pit in lap 9 and as well. 4.3 seconds to Rosberg, 1.16 to Alonso. See, that has been the case the whole time. But look at the mirrors, though. So right now, Hamilton, I think, who overtook Alonso, and that's a Mercedes car. So we're gonna have a little bit more, well, a little bit more of a tough time, I would say, defending from Hamilton. Although they have battled quite a bit, and that opened up the gap a little bit more as well. As I hit the barrier there. Wow, that is a very well, weird mistake, I would say. I would call it like that. Again, down to second gear, braking quite late. You can see going a little bit deep into there, compromises my exit a little bit. Nothing too major though. We'll have a look at the gap to Hamilton then, as he overtook Alonso. It was 1.1 to Alonso, and it is 1.8 to Hamilton, so he indeed lost a little bit of time battling with Alonso there. But I'm not going to complain, obviously. What I do think is a little bit of a shame is that, you know, I had the pace on Alonso, I felt like. But I think Hamilton will be a little bit quicker. We'll see that obviously throughout the race. I come very close to the wall there on the exit. That was really making use of the whole track, I would say. With this Mercedes car now behind me, I'm gonna have probably a little bit more of a tough time, but we'll see how that develops. Might be an interesting battle between Hamilton and me during this race then. So coming through the final two turns yet again of lap 5, 149.2, starting to drop off a little bit now in terms of pace. Lost half a second there to Hamilton in the final sector alone, and it only took Hamilton one lap. So the ending of lap 6 here to catch up to me, and wow, we go way too deep into the corner, locked up and losing a bit of our front wing. That's a very stupid mistake, just no concentration, I guess. So we have to drive on with without a front wing. Well, we are still having that front wing as Hamilton has the DRS down us into turn 1, but he decides to back out of it. The front wing end plate is missing, and very stupid mistake, that's for sure. So, well, that means we are going to lose a few tenths every lap, but most importantly, we are going to lose 2 seconds in the pit stop. 2 additional seconds for the team to repair our front wing. And that is a shame to see, as Hamilton again has the DRS on us. He's going down the outside for the next turn. I break it one on me, we're going to have to stick it around the outside here. But Hamilton breaks quite early though, so no problems there. And in fact, Alonso again moved himself up there, I think, in front of Hamilton. So, well, that's quite interesting. Hamilton in the end attacked there, but dropped the place to Alonso. And we can forget the first and second spot, I believe. We have to focus on the podium here, the final podium paying spot. That is really the maximum. You see some more fireworks in the background there. Yeah, I don't really get it, but I've given my opinion already on it, so let's stop talking about it. Also, I should have said in the qualifying as well, but I have a cockpit cam, and I should thank Mike R for making this cockpit cam, and he made the cockpit cam a little bit lower. The standard, so the default cockpit cam in the Force India, is a little bit too high. So I climbed all over the curb there. That was kind of sweet. This default Force India cockpit cam is too high. It really is. This is quite better, as I once again come so close to hitting the wall there. This is a little bit lower. I feel like this is a little bit better. Sometimes with turning though, the hands are a little bit... Oh! Interrupting my story over the curb. And that's an auto spin curb. Thanks to the... Well, thanks to Codemasters, really. Thanks to the game. And what I decided straight away is to pit. That happened. And I was like, I have to pit. I was going to pit probably in lap 8 anyway. Because I need to do some kind of undercut in order to still stay ahead of them. Because I have the repairs. Here we go. But, oh boy. Going over the curb, I think that's just a little bit of bad luck. 6.2 seconds, so 2.5 seconds more than what it's supposed to be. Usually it's 3.7 seconds. It's going to drop us all the way down to P18, and we're joining the track now. Wow, that was a bit of bad luck, I think. I really think there was some bad luck there. It's something famous really in Codemasters game. The auto spin curb, or the auto spin curb. And it actually happened there, and it's a little bit unfortunate that it happened there at that time, and a bit of bad luck. But yeah, I can't do anything about it, you know. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on going, obviously. And now in this outlap, we need to push so hard, because we've lost 2.5 seconds straight away, and we need to make that now up. Otherwise, we will drop down to P4 or 5, because there was quite a bit of a train behind me. I think I switched to the prime tire. Yes, indeed. So I switched to the prime tire, and meaning that I've got some options left open now. I can go again prime tire for the final stint. I can even go option. We will see, obviously. It's always nice to have some kind of prime stint in the middle. That, as I said, leaves some options open. As we see here, though, definitely pushing hard on the throttle on the exit here as well. So we'll see whether it is enough to stay ahead of those guys, because on the pit entry as well, I saw in the mirrors that I was in the way of my teammate a little bit. So that's not good. But as I said, I don't think I could have done a lot more about it. It's just a bit of bad luck. Come back to the cockpit cam though. I think this is a little bit better, a little bit lower. Sometimes in the corners, yeah, your wheel is in the way, or your hand rather is in the way. But yeah, I think I like that. I like that kind of realism. So we're gonna keep it in. But you know, when you're going to talk about realism, you shouldn't really play this game, because this game is not that realistic. But it doesn't matter. It's still good fun, and I do think the positioning of a driver is good, even or is important, even in an arcade game. So we go past the main straight, down the main straight I should say, and we see a Ferrari. No, that's a Mercedes over there. So is that Hamilton? Then that should be Hamilton, and this is Hamilton indeed. We go around the outside there. Fantastic move as he exited the pit lane. Around the outside and keeping 9th place then, so that is crucial. But remember, there was another Ferrari, and I don't think this Ferrari, Alonso, has pitted yet. I don't think my teammate has pitted yet either. Yes, he has actually. Look at the minimap. He dropped quite a way down though, quite a way back. And so we have Hamilton then behind, but crucially, I want to know where this Ferrari is. I think this Ferrari though is still out on track, and this Ferrari being Alonso. Although I see a Ferrari in my mirrors, but I do not know whether that is Alonso. Anyway, we are still in P9, meaning that there are yet a few cars to pit. Cars that probably run a bit of a different strategy coming through this chicane here. We want to go a little bit more over the inside curb there than I did through the right-hander. But no, I can't nail every corner either in a full race, so that's where that comes from. Currently 148.5 is the best lap, climbing all over the curb there. There's a little bit of a bump on the apex there if you go too much over the curb, and I exactly caught that apex, and that stabilizes the car slightly. Again on the exit here, wow, incredibly close to the wall there yet again, sliding it into this left-hander, then this right-hander, and another right, and another left. So many chicanes here. That is the way you want to take it, nicely over the curb. Don't cut it too much obviously, then over that curb on the exit, but be careful with the angle you approach it, because as I said, or as we have seen, it can spin you out. So coming down the main straight yet again, 148.4. Hamilton is then behind us, and we are in P3, and I don't see any kind of Ferrari exiting the pit lane, meaning that it is Alonso probably behind Hamilton. It's quite interesting. So that means Hamilton has jumped Alonso again, and we're gonna have a lot of pressure from Hamilton, I think. And if you have noticed it, when I was looking behind, like there, Hamilton is running a different compound compared to us. So Hamilton is on the softer tire, on the option tire, and that means that we're gonna have a tough time defending here. But at the same time, it's gonna be interesting strategic-wise, or strategy-wise, as we see Alonso again behind us in lap 14. You know, these guys behind me, I think they are all on the option tire. I think Alonso is as well, as I had a look there. So that's interesting. Not only will they have the advantage in this stint, they will also have, or well, the strategy will be different. So it's going to be interesting to see what I do now. I have two options basically. You can do about 9 laps on the option. So that means that they are going to pit again in lap 18. I'm sure they are going then for the prime tires. Alonso again opens up the tech. I'm going to go with a defensive line now, and he cannot get past. So I can pit in lap 18 as well, just like when they are going to pit, and fit another set of prime tires. And then I can, you know, drive this race and do what I have done during this whole race, and that is defending, because they are not attacking. Well, they are attacking, but look what Alonso does. He backs out of it. He is on the inside of that corner, but he backs out of it, and that has been the problem throughout this race. Obviously, it's nice for me, you know, being in third here, and the AI being not aggressive enough to actually overtake me. And we see my teammate behind, but yeah, they don't really overtake, and I find it a little bit boring. So I'm gonna go with another plan, and this might be, you know, this might be the wrong plan, you know, but if I want to keep it safe, I'm going to pit in lap 18, fit another set of prime tires, and probably finish in third place. I can do that, but I want to do a little bit more, something exciting. I mean, you guys are the viewers as well. If I was playing this career mode for myself, I would have probably done that to score as many points as possible. But I want to give you guys some action as well. You know, the whole race we have been defending here. I want to give you something entertaining, which is something entertaining as well, which is worth watching. And I don't feel like that's the case right now. So what I'm gonna do is probably pit about lap 21 and do a 10 lap stint on the prime tire. What that means is that the AI is going to get quite a big undercut on me. Probably meaning that some of these guys behind me, if not all the guys, the drivers, are going to end up in front of me. So I have to catch up and overtake them again as I go very defensive here straight away, because my teammate was very close behind me. He will have DRS, he is my teammate, but I'm still gonna fight for it. Obviously he goes down the inside, gonna brake late. And wow, look at that, sliding it into that corner. And Alonso again managed to overtake Hulkenberg. Excuse me. We skipped to lap 18, so well, quite a way past the half mark point of this race. We see Hamilton again behind, but there has been a little bit of a gap starting to form to the car behind Hamilton, and that is Hulkenberg. And behind Hulkenberg, it is Alonso. So Hamilton and me are currently in a little bit of a class of our own. And if everything goes according to plan, and if I am right, I should say, Hamilton will pit this lap, and then he's going to get the undercut. And as I said, I'm gonna keep on going. Let's have a look in the mirrors. There goes Hamilton to the inside, and he is going to pit. What does Hulkenberg do? What does that whole train do? Let's have a look. This lap, by the way, is going to be absolutely crucial. 4.4 seconds to Magnussen, meaning Hulkenberg and Alonso pitted as well, sliding it into this corner now, because now is the time to push very hard. I have to minimize the damage here, so when I come out of the pit, you know, minimize the gap I have to make up on the option tire. As said, my plan is to pit in lap 21. That would be the best, because lap 20, and I have to do 11 stints on the soft tire, is gonna be very marginal, but I might try it. We will see. Meanwhile, the gap to Vettel is 20 seconds, so no surprises there. I'm not gonna be able to overtake him. Actually, it's Raikkonen behind, so Raikkonen managed to overtake Magnussen, I think, down the DRS straight. Wow, so pushing very hard now. I know that there's some time to be made up, because during this stint so far, I already had this plan in my mind straight away when I saw Hamilton on the softer tire. I had this plan in my mind, and in order to make it work, I could not demand everything from the tires. All the tire performance, I could not demand that, because I knew I would need them right now. And so I am 1.4 seconds up on my previous lap time by just pushing more. I am pushing a lot more. I've saved some fuel as well, saved a little bit of my tires, because I'm gonna need them now. If I didn't do that, I don't think I would have been able to minimize the gap I'm going to have as much as I am able to do so now. Yet again, we go over the curb. It's so dangerous though. Every time you go over the curb, you need to be ready to correct the car. 1.7 seconds up, but still I'm doing 150.0s, and that is not going to be enough, obviously, if I want to stay ahead of them. So in lap 20 I thought, you know what, I'm losing too much time, I really am. So I decide to pit here, lap 20, and I'm going to pit. But what do I do? Do I go for a prime tire? Do I go with option? Let's see. Option. Wow, I'm gonna do 11 laps on the option tire. That is quite a risk, but as I said, I want to give you guys something entertaining as well. So I go with the option tire, and we'll see whether this is going to work out. Hamilton behind us. Let's see where Hamilton is. Coming down the start-finish straight right now. Hamilton goes past. Does he? Yeah, there he is. So Hamilton is past. But Sutil is behind us. And where is my teammate? Where is Alonso? Well, I can tell you, my teammate, look on the min-map, has dropped so far back. Alonso is now behind though. Sorry, so Alonso managed to overtake Sutil, and the gap to Hamilton up front is quite big. So that is the advantage a Mercedes has on me when he is on fresh tires and I'm on new tires, or all tires, sorry. And this difference is a 2.8 second gap. I'm right now on option, bring it on. No, as Hamilton's engineer would say, hammer time. It's right now the time to push. They are very fresh. And again, I know that I will probably need these tires as well. I need to make sure that I don't overstress the tires, because 11 laps on these tires is a lot. Don't get me wrong. it might even be too much. That all remains to be seen as I go too deep into this corner, losing a few tenths there, definitely. Ah, so close to the wall there. Almost hit it. So deep into this corner as well. You can clearly see that I'm pushing right now, but at the same time making a few mistakes, costing me time. Gonna be difficult to do 11 laps here, but the gap is still 2.8 seconds, so I'm not making up any time at the moment. I'm still gonna push though, push as hard as I can. And yeah, at this time I did not even care anymore at the end of the race. I was not thinking about it. I was just giving it all I've got. You know, I was actually overstretching the tire. I'm not gonna lie. I did not care at the end of this race. You know, if I wanted to be on the podium, I was gonna have to catch up to Hamilton anyway and overtake him. So yeah, just give it your best shot and see where we end up as I hit the barrier there. Going a bit deep into this corner as well. 2.3 seconds now, made up 5 tenths, half a second in the final sector as I cut that corner there. That was way too much of a cut. These front tires, or these new tires I should say, giving me a little bit more grip than I expected, clearly visible there. 2.6 seconds then to Alonso. Alonso will not be a threat, I can guarantee you that. You know, the focus is on Hamilton. At least Alonso is not a threat at the moment. He might be towards the end of the race when our tires are going to fall off, but I need to make sure, as the gap is now still 2.3, I need to make sure that I'm in front of Hamilton before my tires are going to drop off, because then I can still defend as I get, well, over that curb, which worked out quite nicely. And make sure that I get ahead of Hamilton before my tires fall off the cliff, because I think we can be pretty sure that they are going to fall off the cliff. Nailing that corner nicely. This has been a good sector so far. Again, a little bit deep into this hairpin, but you can get away with that quite easily. 2.3 the gap before, and it now is 1.9 seconds. So the focus is DRS. This 1 second mark, we need to be underneath 1 second in order to obtain DRS, and from there onwards we can open up the attack. So I need to gain 9 tenths in order to get DRS. Gonna have to push. Last time round I gained half a second in this final sector. Let's see how much time I'm going to gain this time. Again, having a good sector, climbing over the curb there. I don't think I cut the track there, so it was pretty much perfect. Yet again, we come through these final 2 corners, swing it in up to 5th gear, get on the power heavily then, and the gap, we don't see it. We don't see the gap, but however, purple lap 145.9. and the gap looks about 1.4 seconds, I would say. We got a gap to Ricciardo who pitted, meaning that some more cars pitted as well, and meaning that we are back in P4 as well, and we have now sight on this podium paying spot. 8 more laps to go. Still pushing very, very hard, of course. 1.5 seconds. 1.5 seconds. Just half a second more. This lap is going to be crucial. If I am able to get within this DRS in this lap, it's going to make my life a lot easier. I think jumping all over the curb there, very close to the exit wall as well. I'm just pushing very hard right now. This is the Singapore sling, I think, or the old Singapore sling. Using the curb, using that curb as well. Bit of oversteer on the exit, very, very close again to the wall there. And now we can also see his name popping up above his car through that hairpin. And look at the advantage he has got though on the exits of slow corners with the traction control. It is insane. 1.3 seconds, gained another 2 tenths in the final or the mid sector, sorry. We are now in the final sector, 5.26 to Alonso. So as I said, he is not a threat at the moment, but he might be once our tires are going to fall off, and they are probably going to fall off as I said before. Again, very close to hitting the wall. Obviously it's a street circuit, so what else do you expect? And keeping on pushing in this final sector. I know that I'm quite quick compared to Hamilton in this final sector, which I find quite a big surprise. Although this final sector is quite flowing. There's not a lot of slow speed corners where you really need to accelerate, because that's where the AI is strong because of the traction control. And we are within the second now. So skipping to lap 25, and we are within the DRS range. 6 laps to go. And let's have a look then. Going to use DRS here, but obviously we are fighting against a Mercedes powered engine, or a Mercedes powered car. Here we go, DRS is wide open, but am I gaining time? Not really. 7 tenths to Hamilton. I have even lost time to Hamilton in the first sector with DRS, I think. So I have a lock up into this corner. Not great. Losing a bit more time. And so it seems like the AI had trouble or problems or difficulties is the proper word, overtaking me. But it also seems difficult for me to overtake the AI here, going a little bit deep into this corner, almost sliding it into the corner more or less. Just 5 more laps to go. Can I pass Hamilton for this final podium pink spot? I've managed to catch up to him, which surprised me actually quite a bit at the time. And yet again the DRS wide open, even picking up some slipstream. We're starting to close down right now, up in 7th gear, but it's not enough. It's not enough. 4/10 to Hamilton. And we are right on the tail of him here, going braking late there, going for a look on the inside, but there's no way I'm able to get past now. I need to be closer, even more than I'm right now. So we skipped to lap 28 again. A few more laps to go. This is the final chance I think I'm going to get. DRS is again open, rich mixture, but I cannot close him down enough as we brake again. Down to 2nd gear, sliding it into the corner. Look how close I am now. Bit of oversteer on the exit. Gonna have to go. I braked very late. I braked very late there. Tried to go for a dive bomb more or less, but Hamilton is smart enough. He also braked at the right time. He didn't brake early or anything like that. I was too far back. And so this is the point really where I just gave up. So we skipped to lap 30. And as predicted, our tires are falling off. And then we have another bad luck moment. Again on the exit curb, costing us a lot of time, and this is going to be crucial for the result in this race. Right now in 4th position. The final lap is started now. Final lap of the race. I have lost 10 seconds. The gap to Ricciardo is 3.5 seconds, meaning the gap was 13.5 seconds before. And I'm having troubles now. I'm having a lot of troubles keeping this car on the road. It's the final lap. And I'm gonna have to fight really hard if I want to keep in 4th position here. It's not just Ricciardo who's behind me. As you can see on the minimap, it's a little bit of a gap, but there's quite a big train there as well. So it's gonna be such a tricky final lap here, I think. Lost a lot of time to Hamilton obviously as well. The gap is 15 seconds. Look how slow I am on the apex there, just trying to not get any kind of oversteer. We come through this left-hander, getting oversteer here, trying to correct it. Ricciardo is on the outside, Ricciardo having the better exit, and he takes the position. He takes 4th place. Tried to take it back, but I can't do it. Sebastian Vettel in the meantime finished this race, but we still have a few more corners to go. More oversteer there as Raikkonen is behind us, and now this train where I was talking about before catched up to me, and I go too deep into the hairpin, getting on the marbles. Raikkonen overtook us, bit of contact with Alonso, and on the exit here the AI with traction control pulling away straight away. Magnussen still is behind, but I have marbles on my tires. My tires are incredibly worn. I'm in the cliff into this corner. Some more oversteer. You can see how slippery it just is, and Magnussen going there, flying by on the exit, and we have dropped down to P8. A horrendous well, what is it? 1.5 of a lap. It all started with the curb again, which spun me round, lost me 10 seconds, and then here it is final lap. As predicted, the tires went off, and as you can see, I'm having so many troubles now, keeping the car under control. It does look like we are able to finish in P8 though, as Button is quite a way down. Oh no, we spun around, and I'm gonna have to go in reverse to finish this race. But look at Button though, he's coming, and I make contact with Button. What am I doing? What am I doing? I spun it round in the penultimate corner, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna put it in reverse. To be honest, I think it was the only solution, since I was driving reversed. I still wanted to get that 8th position, but no. You can see here how quickly I am going through the standings. I'm sorry about that. If you want to see the standings, stuff like that, the results, please go ahead and have a look. But I don't even know where I finished. I think I finished 11th, but I obviously had a well-deserved time penalty after that incident with Button. I basically took out Button, and I hated that. I really did not like that. And I apologize for that as well to you guys, because that was just ultimately just some poor driving and a very poor mindset by me as well. But yeah, that's it pretty much. I think I don't have a lot of comments about that. You saw yourself how stupid it was. So that's it for this video. If you have enjoyed it, I would appreciate a like.